Yeah. For you as the director, and obviously we've spoken about your views on green issues and your interest in the project and what Michael's doing. Is there anything in particular that you want the audience to come away from watching Garbage Warrior with, or any particular call to arms?
Yeah, I think I'm hoping that people come away inspired from our experience in screening the film at festivals so far. Everyone's inspired. We've won the Audience Award in Vancouver, and people are writing the film up as inspirational, so there's that. I also hope the audience come away having learned something. I hope that they're inspired because they can see that a group of people who've got no government money, no corporations behind them, have gone out and invented a way to live that could potentially save the human race. I mean, if more people use those principles, and what it demonstrates, people power. It demonstrates that if you get enough people together with a little bit of money, it's amazing what you can do if you channel the energy. And it's people that are going to change the world. Governments aren't going to do it for us. It's us that's going to do it. We've got to lobby for it, and we've got to lobby for change. And if enough of us lobby for it, then things will change. And if we want to start building here in England, building off-grid villages around farms which involve agriculture, so we can feed from local economy, farm shops, all that kind of stuff, and keep the farmers company, because they have a pretty lonely life, and the countryside could be a way more fun place to be at it, and cities would gradually come down. We can go in and mine out the goods, as Mike says in the movie, because they're not going to work in the future. We need to get people back to the land, but not everyone's turning into a farmer, but people being way more connected with country life in terms of being able to buy local produce like we did 100 years ago in this country. It makes a massive difference to how much oil is being used and all the rest of it. But we've got the technology now to build these off-grid houses, pretty much almost 100% off-grid, So I'm hoping that people can feel that they could go and do that. I mean, a lot of people have said it makes you just want to get out there and start building. That's what some people have said after watching the film. I hope everyone feels that when the shit really hits the fan, that if you can go and do that, you're going to be all right. And that is the way to survive. It's not about seeing how much oil you can stash or even finding replacement energy for... obviously replacement energy is good, but living in buildings and cities that are so uneconomical with their use of power. We're using so much power to heat highly inefficient buildings that are designed to run off vast amounts of coal and oil, just decadent waste of resources. Those really got to be ripped down, those buildings, and just left down and never built again, and use the waste to rebuild something that's dug in and has got a huge amount of thermal mass and massive amount of double glazing, south-facing insulation, all of that kind of stuff. It makes such a difference. So I'm hoping that people are inspired to go out and do something, really, and realise that it's down to them to do it, and not the government. No government's going to save anyone. Yeah. They're lying about how much oil there is left, and the companies that are making the oil are also lying about their reserves because they're worried about their economy and all the rest of it. I don't know why they're lying, but it's going to be a hell of a shock. This oil is approaching, was it $100 a barrel, is it? It's not far off till it's 200. I mean, what's that going to do to the economy? So I'm running my camper van on vegetable oil at the moment, but obviously we haven't got enough for everyone to do that, so it's only a temporary solution. But I'd like to get my house running on off-grid as quick as I can as well, really, even in Hanover and Brighton, so.
Yeah. Garbage Warrior is getting out there now and you're touring around the festivals, but I'm wondering if you've already got your next project in mind, because it seems that you're so emotionally attached to Garbage Warrior and the themes in that, it's got to be hard to find the next project that you're going to be as attached to, or maybe you want to take a step back and maybe not be so emotionally invested in your next project.
Yeah, it is a tricky one. The thing about when you're an activist filmmaker, which I am really, especially with this film, is that you have to follow it through. I mean, the film was completed in April, really, the editing, but to go on tour with it and to push it and to market it, and then you have to follow through with the DVD sales and getting it into cinemas and selling it to distributors and doing press interviews and all that stuff, and it takes up a huge amount of your time, and it also helps the film have a long life. If you just pull out and run off and do another project real quick and no one's there to follow it through, it can die. Mm-hmm. The two directors from Black Gold, Nick and Mark Francis, they've been campaigning with that film for 2 years, and they've changed policy. Costa Coffee are now buying from their guy in the film, so they're buying Ethiopian coffee now. So they've made a difference. And Garbage Warrior has already inspired a project in Sierra Leone to build a new school for traumatised kids from the Civil War there that are in boiling hot tin shed classrooms at the moment. And there's a project in Mexico that's been pitched to the government and politicians because of the film, and it hasn't even been released yet. So it's already starting a kind of, it's already making changes. And in order to really make sure it does, you've got to follow it through. So at the moment, I can't really take on another project. But when I do, it'll have to be something that I really feel passionate and care about. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to put the same amount of energy into it as I have into this. Mm-hmm. It's not a 9 till 5 job. It's this kind of huge chunk of your life, really. So you've got to make sure you want to do it. You really have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm really looking forward to seeing Garbage Warrior and seeing you present it at the screening on Monday. And thank you so much for spending time with us on the CineCity podcast to talk about the film, Ollie, and good luck with the film.
Thank you. That's great. Look forward to Monday.
Brilliant. Thanks. Thanks for joining us here on the CineCity podcast. Visit www.cine-city.co.uk to view or download this year's full programme, book tickets and receive up-to-the-minute festival news. You can also subscribe to the podcast while you're there to make sure you never miss an episode. The CineCity podcast is created in association with Director's Notes, the weekly film podcast dedicated to the what, how and why of independent filmmaking. Find it at directorsnotes.com.